So apparently, you know, the weird thing about it, right? The ActMan uploaded a video about apparently about Dr. Disrespect or so. Is there something new that happened with Dr. Disrespect? Or did he did some conundrum or so that makes him stupid or so? Wouldn't surprise me, right? If he did something like that. So let's take a look, shall we? I'd be curious to see what will be happening with the with this video.
What's up, everybody? This is the ActMan here, and today, Dr. Diddler has crawled out of the bog to make his triumphant return to streaming. Now,
oh yeah, because he's back. Oh yeah, because he's back to streaming, right? Yeah.
I'm assuming you're up to speed on the whole Dr. Disrespect
Of course.
controversy. If
course.
you're not, well, I have a video covering the whole thing. Suffice to say, Doc was accused of sending inappropriate texts to a minor. He later confirmed that he sent inappropriate texts to a minor. And at that point, after confessing, you know, he later took the word minor out of the tweet and then put it back into the tweet, his like written confession on Twitter. And so he's been on vacation for about a month. So he has had time to think about what he would tell his audience and present to them when he comes back to stream. Ladies and gentlemen, he did just that in his latest stream titled The Truth. Oh, finally, we're gonna be getting the messages or some kind of.
Oh yeah, here we go.
We don't
Yeah.
have any fucking evidence. We just have a confession and some
Gordon Freeman beard.
and
You
testimony.
think so?
But you know what? Fair's fair. We're gonna listen to what he has to say and give him a fair shot to defend himself. Even though I don't think he really deserves it. So let's take a look at Doc's response to the allegations, this time in video format.
Yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
Who could be projecting in this situation? I wonder who's projecting. Is it the random YouTube commenter who's curious about what Doc's been doing for the last month? If the allegations are true or not? Or is it the guy who's accused of inappropriately texting minors? Who could possibly be projecting any kind of insecurity about something?
That's true. That's
he starts
true.
off with the no you strategy. What, me? Address the highly controversial allegations? You want me to do that? You must be depressed. It's like,
What
not
the
too
fuck?
far off something that low tier God would say.
You serve no purpose in life. Your purpose in life is to be in my stream sucking on my dick daily.
Not quite there, but you know, not too far off.
A lot of people donating. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
A lot of fools.
I do remember about low tier god or so getting his ass kicked or so by like some like skinny white dude or so in a fighting game because he was like talking all this shit and trash or so. And I remember like the white dude or so, right, was like staring at him, was like giving him the stare of death or so. And he was just like constantly staring at him, just giving him that death stare itself. And then and it was just kind of funny to like just see that.
There's probably a lot of people who have fond memories of Dr. Disrespect, and they want to believe that he's innocent. Now, we can't forget that he confessed initially. So whatever he says in this video, he's got to recant that confession, right? In some way.
After what's transpired over the last couple months, am I excited to be back to this type of world?
What type of world, Doc? A world in which the general public views you as a groomer and a predator? That type of world?
1v5, huh? Can they reconnect or no?
My God, read the room.
A world where you admitted to
Jesus
that? What
Christ.
type of world do you think Dr. Disrespect is talking about? Could it be a world infested with woke, perhaps?
Up yours, woke moralists.
So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube.
Ooh, there's an interesting question. Should he be allowed back into the YouTube partner program? I don't have the answers, but if I was in Doc's position, you know what would really help right now? You know what really helped me when I got demonetized? Having the fucking receipts readily available. When YouTube came at me on Twitter and said, the reason that you were demonetized, I'm paraphrasing, the reason you were demonetized is you made direct or serious threats against YouTube staff. I quickly posted the things they were talking about, and everybody saw it. Like 99.9% of people saw that and like, yeah, he's clearly joking. ActMan is joking. This, like, he clearly doesn't mean it. If you're in this position, Doc, why haven't you done that? Why didn't you do that? Because maybe there's some truth to the allegations that he can't just outright disprove them.
So in the meantime, we'll do what we need to do. I enjoy my time here on YouTube. You know, we've built a nice, strong community.
All down the drain because you just couldn't control yourself.
For almost 4 years, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement.
It was our fault. It was our fault. We all misread that tweet incorrectly. Sorry. Oh, it was my fault? You're right. I take full responsibility for misinterpreting your tweet where you admitted to
Are
something.
you sure about that, Doc? Man, like the one thing is also that's kind of weird, right? It's like, who knows, right? At the end of the day, right? Everything is all kind of like up in the air, right? Because like he's not in jail. The judge didn't even say. The judge did clarify that nothing weird is happening or anything like that, right? Or else he would have been in jail by now, right? Or else the doc would have been in jail. We would have never heard from him for quite a while, and then, well, you know, Lord and behold, right? Like everything is just kind of like. It's kind of like, yes, the stuff that he said, right? Specifically that Dr. Disrespect, right? That talked about the situation. It's very kind of not the best way to address it. But then I've noticed that some people in the comment section or so were talking about, it's like, oh, they can't say it because of legal purposes and stuff like that, you know? And I'm just like, well, what kind of legal purposes that makes you refrain or so? That your brand is being damaged, right? Like your whole entire brand as Dr. Disrespect is being damaged because of some person that used to be an ex-employee comes out and says that you were talking to a minor in a very sexual way, apparently. So, like I said, right? Everything is just kind of like, you know, the only thing I just want is just fucking show it, dude. Just honestly, just fucking show it at this point, you know? Like, if you care about your brand, you care about your reputation, you care about your shit, right? So people can stop, number one, stop mocking you. Number two, come out that you're innocent, right? And save your brand so you don't have any of these issues. And your friends will come back, you know, and everything. It's just like, yeah, you know, what do you care about the most? Like, do you not care about your friends that you just lost or so? Do you not care about your brand? Like, why are you making these weird decisions or so, or acting in this specific manner, in this specific way, you know? Like, just why? Just why? Just do it. Just show it. I understand, you know, there's like legal purposes and everything. But the problem is, it's just like, at this point, you know, it's already out on the fucking table. Just show the evidence and that's it. And then we can all move along.
Inappropriate messages to a minor. That's on me. That's on me, fellas.
You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules.
Can we talk about why those are the rules, though? Like, let's say you're in Dr. Disrespect's position. And again, I've been there when I was accused of something pretty terrible and my channel was demonetized. Obviously not on the same level as Doc, but I've been in that position where you're accused of something. I wanted people to know the truth. I wanted to show people,
yeah,
hey,
of course,
what YouTube is saying I didn't actually do. For me to say this, I do not understand. If Dr. Disrespect is innocent, why he would settle for less, why he would settle for keeping his innocence secret.
Yeah, of course.
That question. Why would he agree to this? In arbitration, both parties have to agree that it's going to remain private. Now you might say, oh, you didn't want to go through a lawsuit. Yeah, I get that. Sure. This is your Twitch channel. This is your brand. This is your personality.
Exactly.
If people don't know the reason why you were banned, you have to have the foresight to know that's going to follow you wherever you go. So the sooner you quash the allegations, the sooner you can move on with your life. But that's not what Doc has done.
Of course.
My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement.
Again, why would you agree to that? If you have been so obviously wronged by Twitch and you can prove it, you'll get your money and your reputation back. So why settle for less? Ask yourself that question, people.
Hey, Hollow.
And again, I respected all the confidential obligations.
So you're still kind of playing the whole legally, I did everything right. Legally, while going through the legal process, I didn't break the law. It's a sort of like argument that's distance from the actual allegation, because being charged with a crime and committing a crime are in fact two different things. Just because someone was not charged with a criminal offense does not mean a criminal offense occurred. Okay? Remember that. Evidence can exist. It can implicate a certain person. Perhaps an investigation was fucked up and that evidence became inadmissible.
Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally.
Again, notice the pattern. This was settled professionally. Not, I didn't do what I'm accused of. This was settled professionally. Legally, I was not charged or convicted with a crime, so I'm all good on the morality scale.
And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided you fucking rat.
Oh, Dutch. He's a rat.
I mean, for what? Cody? Why?
Well, if you remember in his tweet, he said, fuck him and his boys. At the time, Nick Merckx was involved in a little controversy of his own. What do you think that part fuck him and his boys meant? Clearly, he had some beef with what Nick Merckx was saying at the time.
Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time?
Hell no, man. What the?
Bro, take off the fucking wig and address this like a man, if you really are one. Holy shit. I'm not a psychologist, but I imagine that experience of him coming out of character, breaking character, and saying, I cheated on my wife on a live stream in front of his audience, that experience has followed him ever since.
I actually do remember that, and also on top of that, it was a meme as well. It was like a meme for a hot while, too, with the situation of him, like, was he, if I remember correctly, he was like crying or sad or so that he was like that he cheated on his wife and stuff like that. It's just kind of like, I'm like, bro, I'm like, dude, I'm even surprised that his wife actually still stayed with him, to be honest. I'll be very honest with you. Like, it's weird. It's just like, I don't know. It's just cheating is just something that you just don't play around with, you know? It doesn't matter if it's the girl that's cheating or if the guy is cheating. Cheating is cheating both ways. Like, I don't like that shit. I'm not down with that. So, like, it's fine if you want to have a threesome, you know, but then you talk to your partner about it, you know, and you're both okay with it, then yeah, that's fine. That's a different story, right? But doing it behind your partner or so and then cheating or so and not telling them or so because either you don't want to hurt their feelings, because that's literally the number one thing or so, right? Where they always say that excuse is like, oh, it's because I don't want to hurt my partner, you know, I don't want to break up with them, you know. I'm like, bullshit, bro. Like, shut up, man. Honestly, like that's just weird or so. Like, that's the one thing I don't approve about you know, the doc or so is that yeah, she is with him, so they're still together. That he cheated on her, so that's literally the one big major thing that I just don't like about the doctor disrespect or so.
That has been very traumatizing for him and his career, I imagine. But I think maybe this Dr. Disrespect character is a way to try and distance himself from the allegations and from his past, as opposed to taking the fucking wig off and not being a cartoon character when you're addressing such serious things.
Yeah, of
Just
course,
a thought.
you know?
You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of is?
Oh, no.
You groomed.
I think, look, this is the court of public opinion. You are supposed to argue legal definitions in a court case. This is the court of public opinion. And if you have to resort to arguing against the legal definition of instead of saying, I didn't this person, it's not a good look.
Do you even know what the legal definition of is?
Jesus.
You know, I'm something of a sexter myself.
I'll bet you know what the legal definition of is. I'll bet you have really, really deep insight into that matter. You must have thought about it or researched it quite a bit. Not my personal area of expertise, but you do you.
And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't anyone.
Objection! Inappropriate messages with the minor. You said you did that. You responded to an allegation that you the minor. And you said, yeah, I sent them inappropriate messages. What conclusion are we to draw from these two things? But now he's saying he wasn't anybody.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird contradiction of that for him to say that.
I just can't figure it out. Can't put two and two together. Doc is innocent, folks. He's innocent.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up.
This, I'm gonna be honest with you, this part of the actual stream itself, when I heard this part, I thought this was so dumb, in my personal opinion. I'm like, it doesn't translate very well in text. If you're trying to, like, you know, bait someone out or so, right, of saying something, right, it doesn't work very well in text, like, whatsoever. It really does not. It makes it look bad, and then you editing it out makes it 10 times worse, and then you editing it back in just makes it even way worse. You know, it's just I just don't understand. What were you thinking?
Up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
Oh my god, he has brain damage. He has fucking brain damage. Are you a fucking idiot? I cannot even believe what he just said. By the way,
It's a social experiment. Oh god. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
this is like a pre-written statement. Like, you guys
Like, I understand, like, to bait someone out, right? But, like, most of the times when you bait someone out is usually you saying it with your mouth. It's not really you doing a text or so, or sending a tweet out or something like that. Because it just doesn't work, and it doesn't really, like, translate very well. Especially posting it on Twitter. For God's sakes, it's fucking Twitter. Why would you think that would actually work on Twitter? Come on, man. Like, out of all places to put it on, Twitter. Come on, dude. Like,
obviously tell them this has been rehearsed and written down. Is this part of that masterful gambit? Huh. I included the word minor in my written confession just to expose the corrupt journalists who had already reported that I had a minor in articles prior to me posting my confession. But no, I did that intentionally, just to fool you, just to trick you. The idea that Doc is some kind of master manipulator pulling a bait and switch is more than just illogical, it's a shit PR strategy. And in my opinion, good old Occam's razor, the simplest answer is usually the correct one. Doc posted that initial confession tweet, realized he fucked up, tried to edit the word minor out, realized he fucked up again, put it back in, and this is all just damage control. You can't reverse that. You played your hand and you were bluffing, okay?
masterful plan, yeah.
When you and all these so-called journalists
And we're proud to
fired off
be.
your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages?
Oh my god. Please don't tell. I mean, people are actually believing this. This is insane. I know it's like he's exuding this air of confidence, this aroma of confidence, but actually listen to what he's saying, and more importantly, what he's not saying. Did you consider this person may have been over the legal age of consent? May have. Not this person was over 18. They may have been. Don't you find it a little suspicious that he keeps tap dancing around what the age of the person actually was? Like, you're clearly not bound by the legal gag order anymore. How old was this person? Go on, say. How old was this person, Doc? He won't tell us.
That's true.
Because he knows
That's true.
It doesn't look good for him. Also, keep in mind he's arguing about the age of consent in like a particular state, which could mean it's 16 or 17. So basically, whoever this person was, we can say for certainty they were under the age of 18.
Yep.
And if you are 35, married,
His master plan ruined his friendship and his own game. Yeah, it's just... And his own brand, too, as well. And sponsorships on top of that, you know? It's like, why? Why are you taking this risk? Just get it out there already. Like, just clear your name. You're just making this literally just wrong, you know? Yeah, each state is either like 17 or 16 or so for the age of consent, but it's their own state, so I'm not gonna say anything. It's be like, hey man, That's how they were. That's how they were, you know? Shit, as long as, you know, hey, man, there's some places that are a lot weirder where the age of 12 is the consent, apparently. The age of consent, apparently. 12, okay? Let me just put that out there, okay? 12.
And have a child, you ain't got no fucking business messaging someone inappropriately that's under that age. You don't have any business doing that to someone your age. You're fucking married, bro.
Yeah, that's
Why
true.
are we sitting here trying to justify this, bro?
Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met.
That stutter. A little suspicious to stutter on never. We never met.
Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well.
Okay, so just to keep track, first it was our fault for misinterpreting his message. Then it was the journalist who reported the story and talked to Twitch staff. It was the former Twitch employee's fault, Cody Connors, and also other staff at Twitch. So 4 people are at fault, none of them Dr. Disrespect. Got it.
I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack.
It was the deep state. I knew it was the deep state the whole time. It's all just been a conspiracy, man. All of it. Especially the tweet confessing. Your account was hacked. Just use the quantum TV defense.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If my husband ever cheated on me, I'll be like, get the fuck out of here, you know?
Your accounts were hacked. You didn't actually say those things, bro.
These big time publications, these journalists, these various outlets are sort of just gossip channels now, don't you think, champs?
Fake news? Fake news?
Without any real journalism and real research happening. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask.
I think your fans would expect you, if you had been wrongfully banned and your contract terminated without cause, for you to be truthful about that. Why would you not want the entire world to see how innocent you are? But you settled, you arbitrated it. Both parties wanted to keep it private, and that's what's important to remember. Both parties wanted to cover this up.
If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not.
Do you have internal documents? I mean, you went through the court case. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not bound by the gag order, surely you can share some of this evidence that you're saying exists.
That's true.
You guys realize
That's
that
true.
all we have to go on
That's very
are the
true.
accusations and the previous confession, okay? So until something else is provided beyond that, I think we're just mostly stuck at square one. I at least will say that Twitch probably fucked up the investigation to some extent. How they did that, I have no idea. All it seems like is that Twitch did not have altruistic reasons themselves for wanting to keep this private as well. Who knows, though?
And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM.
Well, thank God. Thank goodness. It didn't constitute abuse material. You notice how he keeps referencing, like, legal terms, right? I didn't do anything legally wrong, but I'm still creepy, and I still would have a teenager if I...
Every time I see him watch these streamers or YouTubers respond, streams and apology videos felt soulless and dancing around the main reason or issue. Yeah, like for me, you're not gonna see like really big controversies out of me. Like unless I date some kind of like, you know, some content creator or so, and then like I break up with them or something just because, you know, things weren't working out, and then like the content creator decides to, you know, they can't, because that shit has happened before. So right, the content creator would just make up some shit and say that I'm a terrible person and everything like that, right? You know, because human nature at the end of the day, right? You know, it can be a nasty emotional thing, right? And they'll turn, you know, vengeful and angry, you know, trying to smear my name and everything like that, you know. So
I could have gotten away with it while I'm 35.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Why didn't you say that right from the get-go?
I even used the word inappropriate, purposely.
See, he can't say, "Oh yeah, I fucked up. I didn't mean to put that in there." Because
Yeah, it's like I inappropriately, I also inappropriately talk to a guy like that, This fucking guy read my mind. Yeah, it's like so dumb. It's like I even emphasize inappropriately, Cause controversy, she approves of lolly. Yeah, that'll probably be the thing or so when I get super popular. So is when they say like, oh, Nyaru is into lolly / Shotokan content. We gotta cancel her, And I'm just kind of like, that's cool. Anyways, I'm gonna go read my, I'm trying to think of a lolly, hentai right now. I'm drawing blank. I don't know any names off the top of my head. Sorry.
because that that makes him look like an idiot. So he has to proceed with.
Oh
this
no.
facade of
Anyways.
confidence. I did that intentionally. All part of my master gambit, my ultimate plan.
And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles.
Then sue for defamation. If they're wrong.
Yes, that's also true. You can't cancel Koshi, a woman and black. Yeah, you're right, because Genshin said that, like, we Hispanic peoples are black. Yeah, you're right, actually. You're actually not wrong, actually. Yeah, I got double protection or so. Also on top of that too as well, chat, I'm bisexual too as well. So, I go for girls and guys, okay? All right? See, you can't even get me on top of that either, I got triple protection on top of me. It's so, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's so dumb in my personal opinion. So dumb. The double trump card, and then my secret weapon, the triple card, Untouchable, exactly. I'm untouchable, chat. I'm untouchable. Plus, I'm a woman too as well, They can't come after me because I'm a woman, It's just how it is, I'm a fucking woman. They can't come after me,
Sue for defamation. Fucking do it.
Since I'm not, since I'm not a white dude, I'm just saying because they go after, because they go after white dudes all the damn time for some fucking apparent reason. I don't know. I have no idea why. So I think they're a bunch of weirdos or so for going after white people.
Do it. This is your entire reputation. You got banned from Twitch. You're not monetized on YouTube. This is having a serious effect on your career, your ability to make money.
Could you be running for president? Oh, you might be right.
Take him to court.
Vote for me. Vote for me in 2028. I'll vote for presidency. The first VTuber, the first female VTuber or so. In 2028, chat. I'll be the first one. Black people can't be racist. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. Black people can't be racist, apparently.
But he won't, will he?
I'm sorry, but mutual
only white people can be racist. Only white people.
Out of context.
Hold on. Mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes. This is a question for anyone, let's say 25 and older, watching this video.
Yeah.
Would you guys ever describe an interaction you have with a minor as mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes? Have you ever used those 5 words in order to describe any conversation you've ever had with another real human being?
So I hang down in a Discord server, right? That was like part of there was like 2 Discord servers. I hanged out with like 2 famous YouTubers in there. I got to know them or so. They're really good guys or so. They're awesome. I love them both. Even though I don't hang out with them a lot or so, but the small interaction I have with them, they're cool dudes at the end of the day. And I got to meet, my friend group or so that I haven't hanged out with them in such a long time. I've only hang out with one person now these days because I'm like super old now, so I don't really have much time of a social gathering as much, so I just hang out with like the one person I usually hang out with. Plus he's really mature too. He has a wife and everything, so I know his wife. I'm friends with his wife, and I'm friends with him or so. And we got a good hangout or so. It was really fun. But like when I was hanging out with them specifically, right? Because we all hang out in a VC on the Discord server, right? I've only interacted, well, everybody interacted. We all interacted because, they all hanged out with us, right? With two minors. I interacted with 2 minors. But we all hanged out in the public VC Discord, and not once of what ActMan is saying, you know, have you done any like inappropriate like or like banter with like inappropriate like stuff in it? No, we've never done any of that sort of nature whatsoever, you know. Because it's just like, you know, we're in a public fucking VC, you know. And number two, on top of that, nobody like we weren't like we knew each other, but we didn't know each other, if you guys can catch my drift, right? Like we were like sort of friends, but we weren't friends. We're just kind of like people who hang out in a VC Discord call from time to time, and then that's pretty much it. Like it was just 2 people or so a while back, and then that was pretty much about it. But then they stopped hanging out with us. So they basically disappeared. And then I've never heard from them ever since. Well, none of us have heard from them ever since. Sometimes they'll pop in every so often, so that's pretty much it. Going like them wild VTubers? No, I'm really not. Like I said, like when I say I'm a pretty boring ass VTuber, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a pretty laid back, boring VTuber. Like I said, I'm like a mixture of like Moist Critical, right? And fucking an Asmon Gold, you know. It's like a combination or so with certain aspects. So what are wild VTubers? Search up Bao. Search up on YouTube Bao screaming at Wolfman Zenla Zone 0 for 5 minutes straight. You'll understand. That's all you really need. That's all you basically need from that actual what are wild VTubers. So, but yeah, like I said, right, I've interacted with 2. I think they were cool people or so. They're really cute and adorable people though. So at the end of the day, and then that was pretty much about it. I haven't heard from them in like say like 4 years maybe. It's been like 4 years or so since I haven't fucking Bao. Yeah, Bao. Oh, never I know what you're talking about. Like I said, I haven't interacted with them in like at least over 4 years now. I think it's been over 4 years since I haven't interacted with them. It's been a hot minute or so. Hey, uncle.
Didn't think so.
How would each of you...
I'm tame, but I'll sometimes do like sexual innuendos, or sometimes I'll just throw a curveball or so, right? To do like, you know, I can sometimes be like, you know, I can sometimes be horny, I can sometimes be that, but I can't go like over the balls to the walls like Bao does. Like honestly, Bao is just like honestly on a whole different level and everything like that. Bao is just completely utter like some other she's like in her own dimension or so when she goes crazy with her things. So yeah.
You look, if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate.
So I get the sense that we have to get the fun out of you by making conversations, and when it leads to a hilarious topic like roasting Dustborn or other topic, that's when the chaos is at least totally worth it. Yeah, it's just like it's that conversation where you're like, you talk about one thing and then it just leads into something weird, and then we talk about another random thing. Like, it's basically just how it is with me.
Appropriate in those words.
So I will admit it's entirely possible that there was some greater conspiracy at Twitch to get rid of Doc, and he had messages that somebody saw and was like, oh, I should spin this
that could be true.
Way. And that's exactly what they did. But if that's what they did, again, it falls back on why did you settle to keep all that private? Wouldn't you want the public to know that there was a conspiracy against you to get you off of Twitch and that you were wrongfully banned, your career and progress completely halted, and a stamp of shame forever labeled on you? Wouldn't you want to clear all that up if they were in the wrong?
And this is not a situation where a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here.
Guys, the victim didn't come forward, so who knows if she even exists? Who knows how old this person might have been? I do. I know, but I'm not gonna tell you.
We're talking
Damn.
about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal!
So does Twitch only ban people who commit crimes? Like a felony or misdemeanor? But it has to be legally defined as a crime. They should be able to be charged with a crime. That's the bar that Twitch has for permanently banning people? No. I think what's probably most close to the truth is that your messages were very inappropriate, displayed a clear intent that people at Twitch saw as a clear intent, but there was not enough to charge him with a crime, right? You think about all the To Catch a Predator episodes, think of all of the chat logs they need to have, and then they need the guy to show up. If the guy doesn't show up, they can't arrest him. Sending inappropriate messages to a minor and talking about plans to meet up at Twitch shows an intent, but it might not be enough to file criminal charges. There is a big difference. It's enough for the court of public opinion to say, wow, that's grooming behavior.
Oh, he's coming back from Epstein Island.
But it's not enough for the courts to convict. And that's the defense
That's
he's going
true.
with.
That's actually
Legally,
true right there.
I was cleared of any wrongdoing.
On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything.
Okay, so now we have a fifth person, his partner manager. So we've got 5 separate entities who are at fault, conspiring against Doc. So the
Wait, for a Twitch, is for a partner manager, right? Is that when you become a Twitch partner, you get like a manager or something? Is that how it works? I didn't even know that was a thing actually.
part of his response basically details how this partner manager didn't do anything to help him and conspired against him to get him removed from the platform.
So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence?
Did you get a new partner manager? If so, why did he wait a few months to try to get you banned?
The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged.
You see what he left out there? The inappropriate messages. Doesn't deny that. Again, you have to listen to what he doesn't say.
Yeah.
What he doesn't outright deny.
Man really needs to expose the court documents or the whispers. However, doing that is a second grade. Apparently, yeah. But it's just like everything is already out on the table, and his brand has been tarnished and everything. So it's just like, why not just do it, show it, and be like, hey, you know, like what's keeping him bind or so for him not to share the information? Like, I'm trying to think, right? Because I don't know the laws of this world, right? I only know the laws of the outer realms and everything, right? I don't really know how the laws work here. So it's just kind of like everything is out. Everything is exposed. You've been exposed of you allegedly, right? Of you sexting a minor or you interacting with a minor inappropriately, you know? And it's just kind of like, okay, why aren't you revealing your side of the story with proof and receipts and videos and everything saying that, like, no, that's not how it happens. This is how it is. This is what it looks like. I'm not any of those people, what those people say. And then just, you know, and then go after them for defamation and shit. And then, you know, win your shit. And then you win your money, you win your bag of money. And then there you go. That's it. You know, it's just kind of like, the problem, the money and fame, the problem is he lost all his sponsorships. He lost all his friends. He lost his brand deals. He lost, you know, I don't know what else he fucking lost, to be honest. You know, the respect from a lot of people. You know, it's just kind of like, what is there? What kind of fame is he looking for, you know?
On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's Special Operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any
maybe it's cringe. Probably. What is he like 30 something years old or 40 something years old? How old is this guy again? He's like 40 something years old, right? It's just kind of like, you know, maybe his game is just not good, you know?
To Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Man, what you're saying right now would be a lot more compelling if you put like a screenshot of said conversation. I mean, like I said, you were in this court case. Did you
That's
not
true.
have
That's
access
true.
to those files? The same as Twitch? It would be really compelling stuff, I tell you what.
He finds out that no further
He's
action
late
will be
40s?
taken, so what does
Okay.
he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Again, going down the legal defense route.
So a day later, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, big time.
Yeah, take care,
arbitration.
Sal.
Okay.
Take care.
You know, you discover a lot of stuff.
Share it! Share it! For the love of God! I don't know. Do I need to watch the rest of this? How much longer does this go on for? Jesus Christ.
Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context to this director. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch.
So if I were to hazard a guess, it would seem that this is the crux of how it was mishandled, is that the person who was in charge of the decision saw these messages, determined they were really, really bad, that action needed to be taken immediately, and maybe they didn't go through the proper channels. But that the messages are bad enough that Doc does not want them to be public and does not want to reveal the age of the person he was talking to.
Could
or
be.
any other specific details. So it would seem Doc...
I bet Ko has better game than this guy. I probably do, and I'm probably not even doing it like on purpose or anything like that, you know? I'm probably like not even doing intentionally, you know? That's the funny thing about it, right? Because like me personally, right, I don't really have much game, you know, quotation marks, game and everything, but like sometimes apparently, like sometimes some people apparently enjoy my Riz game or so, quotation marks, Riz game, you know? But I'm just like, I'm not doing it like intentionally or anything, you know? I just do it for funsies and jokes. That's it, you know? It's just, I just do it for shits and giggles, you know? I don't really take it seriously. You know, when I flirt with some of my VTuber friends, you know, I don't take it seriously, you know? Unless they come up to me in private DMs and confess their feelings to me and be like, hey, you know, I want to date you, then that's a different story, you know? Then I'd be like, okay, then I reciprocate the feelings or so and respond to that situation. But like, who even came up with that word? I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea where the origin of Riz came from.
did something wrong and Twitch fucked up their handling of it.
Twitch submits a report to NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report.
Was a child missing, Doc? Did the person you were talking to go missing?
As far as I know, they didn't escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement.
You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the messages did not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way.
If it wasn't illegal, it doesn't mean it was okay.
True.
It doesn't mean you weren't trying to hook up with someone under the age of 18 while you were married and had a kid.
Stupid
True.
fucking mistakes, man.
Doesn't change the fact that you talked about meeting up with this person, even if you didn't.
True.
Sounds like what you did is not criminally prosecutable, if that's a word, but it is bad enough that Twitch saw what you were doing and saying and said, yeah, he's got to go. We know what this is.
Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received.
So yeah, he's just gonna argue the fucking legal aspect of it, and I think we don't need to listen to any more of this. You can listen to the rest of his response if you want to. I'm just gonna be repeating myself endlessly. Bottom line,
True.
where we're at is pretty much still where we were before. Although now we have a slightly better idea of maybe what Twitch's full role in all of this was. Again, Doc provides no evidence outside of testimony. What he's saying has obviously been
That's also
well
true on
rehearsed,
top of
maybe run
that.
through a lawyer. Maybe this is what happened or it was determined in the case, but we don't know because they took it to arbitration. And I think that's pretty telling. Doc's old friends still aren't really accepting him at all.
Yep.
Late 30s, you got a kid, a wife, and you're doing stuff like that, man. Am I gonna associate myself with the guy again? No.
Like I said, he already
Yep.
posted the confession, fucked up, played his hand.
Kind of
had
figured
two
all his
7
friends are
offsuit.
gone,
Yeah,
basically.
sorry, bud, you bluffed, and we called you on it. So nothing's really changed. It remains to be seen how YouTube will handle this situation, or what, if any, evidence is going to come out after this. Like, hey, maybe we'll see court documents. Doubt it. Best case scenario, Dr. Disrespect was only trying or considering hooking up with the 16 or 17-year-old. That's the best case scenario, okay?
Yeah.
But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to
Definitely
the
what it
more
feels
awesome
like.
content.
You know what? This video wasn't that awesome.
All right, everyone, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, that definitely feels like is what he was trying to do. Maybe, who knows? I don't fucking know. At the end of the day, right? The only person who knows is just Doc and the person that he interacted with. Those are literally the only two people that know about this whole situation itself. So, yeah, at the end of the day, right? You know, it's just kind of like, it's just on some of the things, it's just kind of unbelievable. At the end of the day, you know, just learning about it. It's just at the same time, right? The one major thing I just don't like about it, right, is like, number one, I'm not really a huge fan of Dr. Disrespect. I'm not really a huge fan of his content, right? I think he's okay, but he just yells too much. I'm not really a fan of, like, people just yelling and being loud and shit for the sake of funniness, you know, I guess. I guess that's just the day and age or so for some comedy stuff, I guess. That's just how it is for some people. I guess just being loud or so, and it's just being funny or so, you know? Not really my type of humor, personally. I don't think it's really funny. That's why like the new age of TikTok, like some of the new age of TikTok jokes are just like, they think it's haha funny or so, being loud and everything. It's just kind of like, really? But yeah, also the cheating shit that he did in the past too was also like, bruh, come on, dude, you're married, bro, and why are you even talking to a minor to begin with anyways? That's like the number one thing too as well. Why are you even talking to a minor? Like, you know, like, come on, man. Honestly, it's like, bro, that should not be a thing that you should be doing whatsoever. Even I don't even interact with minors, so. And that's pretty much about it, you know? But yeah, anyways, I just kind of wanted to take a look at this or so, what the ActMan wanted to talk about specifically. Like, we already knew kind of most of the stuff or so, right? We already knew with some of these things, and you know, you just have to pay attention to the things that he doesn't say. Plus, also, like, there wasn't really any evidence shown. Nothing was shown. Anything was everything like that. So at the end of the day, right, his reputation is ruined. It's tarnished. There's no way for him to come back. Crawling back up to his fame and whatnot, because he just completely, you know, messed up his entire brand, you know. Almost rage when Dark got killed in a VR game. Motherfucker kept pushing me, man. He kept pushing me with that car, man. But yeah, anyways, that's it. That's the end of the video. It was a pretty fun video from the ActMan, you know. And yeah, that's the end of the video. And peace.